Africa. The name itself conjures powerful images. Endless savannas bathed in golden light, majestic lions surveying their kingdom, the thunderous migration of wildebeest. These are the icons of a continent, the stories told time and time again. They are magnificent, true, and deeply ingrained in our collective imagination. But these familiar portraits tell only a fraction of the story. They are but a single chapter in an epic volume. Beyond the well-trodden safari paths, beyond the celebrated plains, a secret continent, veiled in mist and mystery. Imagine deserts that glow with unearthly colors, mountains that scrape the clouds, forests isolated for millennia, waterfalls plummeting into bottomless canyons, underground rivers and cathedral-like caves, stark cliffs giving way to pristine white beaches. A world that feels like a distant planet. This is the Africa we seek, an expedition into the heart of the unknown. Prepare to witness a side of Africa you have never seen, a world of wonders that will challenge your perceptions and ignite your sense of awe. Our journey into the unknown begins in one of the most inhospitable, yet mesmerizing places on Earth. We descend into the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia, a vast, sunken plain that feels like a gateway to another planet. Lying more than 100 meters below sea level, this is one of the lowest and hottest places on the globe, a crucible where the very building blocks of our world are laid bare. The air itself is thick with heat, shimmering above a landscape that defies all expectations of what a desert should be. It's a place that challenges our understanding of life, pushing the boundaries of endurance for every organism that dares to call it home. This is a land forged by tectonic violence, where three of the Earth's continental plates, the African, Somali, and Arabian, are slowly, inexorably tearing themselves apart. This geological battle, part of the Great Rift Valley system, has been raging for millions of years. The ground beneath our feet is not solid, but a dynamic, shifting crust, constantly remolding the landscape. The immense forces at play have thinned the Earth's crust to a breaking point, allowing the planet's molten heart to bleed through to the surface, creating a scene of primordial chaos and breathtaking creation. The ground here is alive, breathing steam and sulfur into the superheated air. These fumaroles are direct conduits to the volcanic activity simmering just below. They hiss and roar, releasing a cocktail of gases from deep within the Earth. The acrid smell of sulfur is a constant reminder of the powerful, unseen forces at work. Around these vents, the ground is painted with delicate, bright yellow crystals, a beautiful but toxic byproduct of this subterranean breath. It's a raw, elemental display of geology in action. Venturing deeper, we encounter a spectacle that seems borrowed from a dream. Here, nature paints with a palette of impossible colors. This is the Dalal hydrothermal field, a chemical wonderland born from geothermally heated groundwater interacting with thick salt deposits. The vibrant greens, yellows, and oranges are the result of various salt compounds, sulfur, and potassium salts dissolved in the superheated, highly acidic water. These pools bubble and steam, some with a pH level as corrosive as battery acid. It is a landscape so extreme that for a long time scientists believed nothing could survive here. Now they study it as an analog for extraterrestrial environments, searching for clues about what life might look like on other worlds, like the moons of Jupiter or Saturn. It's a living laboratory for astrobiology, right here on Earth. Not far from these kaleidoscopic springs lies a different kind of marvel, the salt flats. A blinding white expanse of cracked crystalline salt stretches to the horizon, a seemingly infinite mosaic of hexagonal plates. This is the bed of an ancient evaporated sea, a stark and silent landscape that holds its own profound beauty. Under the relentless sun, the heat creates mirages, making the distant mountains appear to float above a shimmering, watery surface. For centuries, this unforgiving environment has been the domain of the Afar people. Their camel caravans move like specters across the shimmering horizon, a timeless procession that connects the modern world to ancient traditions. They come here to mine the salt, cutting it into uniform blocks by hand, just as their ancestors did. This white gold was once the currency of the Ethiopian highlands. The caravans, sometimes hundreds of camels strong, embark on a grueling journey that can last for weeks, a testament to human resilience and adaptation in the face of overwhelming odds. As dusk falls, the Danakil Depression transforms. The brutal heat subsides, and the low sun casts long, dramatic shadows, accentuating the alien textures of the land. The vibrant colors of the hydrothermal fields deepen, taking on a richer, more mysterious quality. The silence, broken only by the whisper of the wind, descends upon the salt flats. It is a moment of sublime, quiet beauty in a place defined by its harshness, a fleeting peace in a land of eternal turmoil. From the fiery heart of Ethiopia, we travel thousands of kilometers southwest to the desolate shores of Namibia. Here lies a landscape of haunting beauty and profound isolation, known as the Skeleton Coast. This is where one of the world's oldest and driest deserts, the Namib, collides with the cold, turbulent waters of the Atlantic Ocean. The name itself, given by sailors, is a chilling testament to the perils of this shore, a graveyard for ships and souls where the bleached bones of whales and seals once littered the beaches. It is a coastline of stark contrasts. The cold Benguela Current, flowing up from Antarctica, cools the air above the ocean, while the desert air remains scorching hot. This collision produces a near-permanent shroud of thick, life-giving fog that can penetrate up to 50 kilometers inland. But for mariners, this fog has always been a treacherous veil hiding the coastline and causing countless vessels to run aground. Ghostly wrecks lie half-buried in sand, slowly consumed by wind and salt, their rusted skeletons serving as solemn monuments to the coast's unforgiving nature. Yet that same fog is the primary source of life here. In a place where rain is almost non-existent, an entire ecosystem has evolved to harvest this airborne moisture. The Namib desert beetle is a master of this art. Each morning, it climbs to the crest of a dune, tilts its body into the fog-laden wind, and allows condensation to collect on its back, channeling precious droplets toward its mouth. Life here drinks the air itself. This ingenious adaptation supports a surprising chain of life, from chameleons and lizards to the elusive desert-adapted lions that roam this spectral landscape. Further inland, away from the coast's misty embrace, the desert reveals one of its most astonishing secrets. The clay pan of Dead Vlay, a place seemingly frozen in time. Hundreds of years ago, the Sachab River flooded this valley, allowing camel thorn trees to flourish. But then the climate shifted. The river changed its course, and the dunes encroached, cutting the valley off from its water source. The trees died, but they did not decay. Scorched black by the relentless sun and preserved by the extreme dryness, their skeletal forms have stood here for over 600 years. Against the backdrop of the world's tallest red dunes and a stark white clay floor, the scene is surreal, poignant and utterly unforgettable, a silent, beautiful testament to the power of climate to both give life and take it away. From the parched, alien landscapes of the desert, our journey plunges into a world reborn in vibrant green and roaring water. The air, once thick with heat, now carries the cool, life-giving mist of one of Africa's great natural wonders. This is Kalambo Falls. Located on the border of Zambia and Tanzania, it is Africa's second highest uninterrupted waterfall, a single, magnificent drop of over 770 feet. The Kalambo River, after meandering through the high plateau, makes this spectacular leap into a deep gorge that ultimately flows into Lake Tanganyika. The sheer volume of water, the constant thunder, the trembling of the very earth beneath your feet, it's a visceral experience of nature's raw, untamed power. Looking down from the precipice, the river appears as a silver ribbon, unspooling into the dark, mysterious depths. It is a view that inspires both awe and a dizzying sense of vertigo, a humbling perspective on the immense geological forces that have shaped this continent over millennia. The gorge itself is a testament to the patient, relentless artistry of water, carving its way through the ancient rock of the Great Rift Valley. But the significance of Kalambo Falls extends far beyond its geological grandeur. For here, preserved in the waterlogged soils at the base of the falls, lies one of the most important archaeological sites in all of Africa. This is a place with a record of continuous human activity stretching back more than 250,000 years. The anaerobic, oxygen-free conditions created by the spray and sediment have preserved organic materials that would have vanished anywhere else. Archaeologists, led by the pioneering work of John Desmond Clark, have unearthed ancient wooden clubs, digging sticks, and even evidence of the earliest controlled use of fire in sub-Saharan Africa. These discoveries provide an unparalleled window into the lives of our distant ancestors, from the early Stone Age Acheulean toolmakers to the Iron Age farmers who followed. This is not just a waterfall, it is a deep, layered archive of our own origins. A place where, for 250,000 years, our earliest ancestors lived, worked, and looked upon this same thundering spectacle. To stand here is to feel a profound connection to the unbroken chain of humanity that stretches back into the deep past. Our journey now takes us north, over 1,000 miles, to the highlands of Ethiopia, the source of another of Africa's legendary waterways. Here, the Blue Nile, known locally as the Abe, begins its epic journey to meet the White Nile in Sudan. Before it does, it carves a canyon so vast and deep, in places over a mile, that it is often called the Grand Canyon of Africa. This colossal chasm, a formidable barrier for centuries, has isolated communities and ecosystems, creating a world within a world. And deep within this immense canyon, the Blue Nile gives birth to one of Ethiopia's most spectacular sights, Tis Abe, or Tis Isat, which translates as the Great Smoke. During the rainy season, the falls swell to over 1/4 mile wide, unleashing a furious torrent of water that plunges 150 feet over a sheer basalt cliff. The resulting spray is thrown hundreds of feet into the air, creating a perpetual rain cloud and a deafening roar that can be heard from miles away. This life-giving moisture sustains a verdant paradise, a pocket of lush rainforest teeming with monkeys and brightly colored birds. It's a stark, almost shocking contrast to the arid, sun-baked plateaus that lie just beyond the canyon's rim. For centuries, this was a sacred place, a site of pilgrimage and wonder, with the first stone bridge in Ethiopia built nearby in the 17th century, a testament to the fall's enduring importance. Today, however, the ancient rhythm of the Blue Nile is being fundamentally altered. Upstream, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, one of the largest hydroelectric projects in Africa, now regulates the river's flow. While a monumental feat of engineering promising energy and development for millions, it has dramatically reduced the volume of water reaching Tis Abe, especially during the dry season. The Great Smoke is often diminished, its thunderous voice quieted. It is a powerful and poignant reminder of the complex and delicate balance between human progress, the needs of a growing population, and the preservation of our planet's most magnificent and irreplaceable natural wonders. Our first descent takes us to South Africa. Here, beneath the semi-arid landscape of the Klein Karoo, lies one of the world's great natural wonders, the Kango Caves. The entrance is unassuming, but it leads into a world of geological grandeur, a cavern so vast it could comfortably house a symphony orchestra. We see the bridal chamber, with its delicate, veil-like flowstones, and Cleopatra's Needle, a slender obelisk of calcite that has been growing for over 150,000 years. Scientists can study the layers within these stalagmites to understand past rainfall patterns and environmental changes. These beautiful sculptures are also invaluable scientific records. Our journey now takes us to a place of extreme mystery and inaccessibility. A tiny fissure in the rock exhales a gust of warm, humid air, the dragon's breath. But that small entrance guards an extraordinary secret. At the bottom lies the largest non-subglacial underground lake in the world, a hidden ocean, a colossal reservoir of ancient water. It is home to one of the world's rarest fish species, the golden cave catfish. Small, blind, and pale yellow, perfectly adapted to a life of no light and little food. A reminder, the greatest wonders are not always in plain sight. Some are hidden deep beneath our feet, waiting in silent, dark majesty. Leaving the subterranean worlds behind, our journey now ascends to a realm of thin air and breathtaking vistas, to the very roof of Africa. This is the Bale Mountains of Ethiopia, a vast, high-altitude plateau sprawling over 2,000 square kilometers. It is one of Africa's largest and most unique alpine habitats, a world forged by ancient volcanic activity and sculpted by millennia of ice and wind. Here, above 3,000 meters, the air is crisp and the landscape feels otherworldly, a stark departure from the Africa of popular imagination. The daily temperature swings are extreme, from scorching sun at midday to biting frost as soon as dusk falls. This is a land of intense beauty and unforgiving conditions, a high-altitude island in the sky that has fostered a truly unique collection of life. And reigning over this dramatic landscape is its undisputed monarch, the Ethiopian wolf. With its elegant frame, long legs, and a coat of fiery red and white, it is a creature of profound beauty. But its beauty is matched by its rarity. This is the most endangered canid on Earth, and the only wolf species found in Africa. A genetic relic, it is believed to have descended from Eurasian gray wolves that crossed into Africa long ago, becoming isolated in these highlands and evolving into a distinct species, perfectly adapted to the alpine plateau. With fewer than 500 individuals remaining, their existence is precarious, a flickering flame in the high mountain winds. Unlike their larger cousins, these wolves are not hunters of large game. They are highly specialized rodent hunters, their diet consisting almost entirely of the abundant giant mole rats that tunnel beneath the moorlands. They patrol their territories with a patient, deliberate gait, their keen ears listening for the slightest subterranean movement. Then, with a sudden cat-like pounce, they secure their meal. This dietary specialization is both their greatest strength and their greatest weakness. Their survival is inextricably tied to the health of this fragile plateau and its rodent population, making them a sensitive barometer for the entire ecosystem. The flora of the Bale Mountains is just as extraordinary. Giant lobelia stand like 10-foot sentinels, their rosettes of leaves closing at night to protect their core, and their furry outer leaves shielding them from the nightly frost. Alongside them, giant groundsels hold reservoirs of water, which freezes at night, releasing latent heat that prevents their vital tissues from freezing solid. It's a botanical garden from another world, a testament to life's incredible ingenuity in the face of extreme adversity. From the highlands of Ethiopia, we journey south to an island continent of wonders, Madagascar. On its remote west coast lies a landscape so surreal it seems conjured from a dream. This is the Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The name Tsingy is a Malagasy word that translates to where one cannot walk barefoot. It's a fitting description for this vast plateau of limestone, eroded over 200 million years by monsoon rains into a dense, labyrinthine forest of razor-sharp pinnacles and walls. This is a fortress of stone, a natural citadel stretching for hundreds of square kilometers. For humans, navigating this landscape is a formidable challenge, a vertical maze of stone blades. It requires specialized equipment and nerves of steel, crossing dizzying suspension bridges strung between the pinnacles, hundreds of feet above the canyon floor. Every step is a calculated risk, a careful negotiation with the unforgiving rock. But for the native inhabitants of this stone forest, it is a sanctuary. This is the kingdom of the lemur, specifically the Deccan's Sifika. Clad in brilliant white fur, they are ghosts of the stone forest. With incredible power and precision, they launch themselves through the air, jumping from one razor-sharp pinnacle to the next. They navigate this treacherous terrain with an effortless grace that defies belief, their leaps spanning gaps that would be fatal for any other creature. The secret to their acrobatic prowess lies in their specialized anatomy. Their soft, leathery pads have a texture like crepe rubber, allowing them to land safely and grip the jagged surfaces without injury. For these remarkable primates, this forest of knives is not a barrier, but a playground and a sanctuary, a vertical fortress that protects them from ground-dwelling predators. Our final destination takes us to a place that, until very recently, was a complete secret, hidden from the world in plain sight. In northern Mozambique, a solitary peak rises from the plains. This is Mount Liko. For centuries, its summit was a mystery, but modern satellite imagery revealed its secret. The volcanic cone is hollow, and nestled within its peak is a perfectly isolated high-altitude rainforest, encircled by sheer cliffs of granite up to 125 meters high. A lost world, completely cut off from the surrounding landscape. In 2018, a team of scientists and world-class climbers embarked on an audacious expedition to be the first humans to set foot inside. To enter this forest, they had to scale the sheer, vertical rock walls, a feat of immense skill and courage never before accomplished. They were pioneers, dropping into a world that no human had ever touched, their ropes descending into a realm of deep green and profound mystery. What they found inside was a pristine paradise, a lush, humid rainforest, completely untouched by human hands. The air was thick with moisture, the ground covered in a deep layer of leaf litter accumulated over centuries. Ancient trees, draped in moss and ferns, formed a dense canopy that filtered the sunlight, creating a cathedral-like atmosphere. It was a biological time capsule, a living laboratory of evolution. The scientific team immediately began to uncover its secrets. They discovered species entirely new to science, a new butterfly, new amphibians, and potentially dozens of new insects and plants. Each discovery was a revelation, a piece of a puzzle that had been hidden for millennia. The discovery of Mount Liko is a powerful and humbling reminder. It proves that even in the 21st century, in our hyper-connected and thoroughly mapped world, our planet still holds profound secrets, lost worlds waiting to be found. Throughout our journey, we have been struck by a powerful and recurring theme, the profound fragility of these hidden worlds. The very isolation that has protected them also makes them incredibly vulnerable. The pressures of a changing world are closing in on these last refuges. The moment a hidden wonder is revealed to the world, it is placed at risk. We must therefore tread lightly and act wisely, championing conservation efforts. Protecting them is not an act of sentimentality. It is an act of self-preservation. Our journey has shown that Africa is a continent of endless discovery. Its greatest treasures are not always its most famous. They are often hidden in the shadows. We hope this journey has awakened a spirit of wonder within you. The greatest wonder of all, perhaps, is that a planet of such staggering beauty is our home. Let us never take that for granted.